there, Henrik from Sangrok again. In this video I will take one of the basic block that you can find in every form in Taekwondo or Karate, and it's the high block. In Korean it's called Eoulgol Makgi. Like the other videos, we will try to show 3 different kind of application that I hope will inspire you to maybe look for even more application for this technique. So, hope you enjoy. I'd like to start with 2 applications that I think it's definitely not the right way to interpret this technique. And the first one we can find in most of the textbooks, at least the old one of Taekwondo and Karate. And also today I brought my father to demonstrate this technique on, so please say hello to my father. In most of the textbook, this first one is to defend against a straight technique or a straight punch, like this. And you're supposed to move back and defend yourself. If this was the case and this would actually work, you would see most boxers also blocking like this, and I had never seen Muhammad Ali blocking like that. So I think this is not the right way to use this technique. The second one is what I call the Jim Carrey attack, after seeing some video of Jim Carrey. And it goes like this. You know, I have been working as a bouncer in Norway for almost 10 years, and then you experience a lot of different situations. And what I never experienced is this kind of attack. I can almost guarantee you will never ever be exposed for this kind of attack. So this was just my 2 demonstrations of what is definitely not an application I agree on, at least. So hang in there and I will show you 3 other ones that I think is more reasonable. Okay, my first variation of this application is getting the hug, but probably not a loving hug. And we have one other movements in this technique other than the hand that is actually blocking. We have the hand that is pulling. So in this application I will take use of the hand pulling. Today my father will hug me, and that's not so dangerous hug, but imagine somebody lifting you up and you have to free yourself from that situation. So you get the hug like this. With the hand I'm pulling back, I grab his shoulder or his clothing or whatever I can get, and with the other one I place on his throat and I push and I pull at the same time. In that way I can free myself, and this technique is quite dangerous if you practice, so don't be too explosive, because this is a dangerous area. But this I think is a reasonable self-defense tactical explanation of this technique. Hang in there for number 2. Welcome to technique number 2. This application will have quite many similarities with the application I've shown many of the other basic techniques. But this attack is the most common, and again we are defending ourselves against the haymaker. And it's not now the executed technique that is my way of defending myself. It's the way I chamber the technique that will be my defense. And this one will be my counter-attack. So let's see how we can use it on a haymaker. My father will do the haymaker, and I respond with the flinch. And again I take use of the pulling back arm. So I pull it in and I hit again on the neck area. So I get use of all of the movements in the technique. So hang in there, we have one more application, number 3. Are you ready for technique number 3? This time I'm going to use the technique twice. First, to get the focus away from me on my opponent. So I will hit him under his arm. Then I will use the same block to take away his arm, so I more easily can go into a counter attack. Let's see how that works. So again, the haymaker is coming. I'm reacting. Now I grab his arm, here comes that rising block, I hit under his arm. That will take away the focus, and this will not be a big threat. Now I use the block again to take away his arm, and he exposes himself so I can go into a counter attack. Thank you. This was 3 application from me of a high block. Again, as I always say, there will be many more ways of using this technique, and I hope you can find even more. What comes to me after filming a lot of this video is that much of the different techniques can be used in the same situation. So of course you can find other situations too that you can use the same blocks or techniques. Remember to subscribe to my channel. Thank you for following me.